Yo,
What up?
what's good? What's good? What's
How are
good?
you?
I'm doing good. How's practice been?
Practice is practice.
Yeah,
It's going well. It's
yeah.
going.
So is it 7 o'clock there? Are y'all on the same time as us?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Oh man. So how was this? How's the summer? How was the summer? The recruiting
It
process
was
for the summer?
good. It was good. It was a lot. It was long, but I mean, a typical recruiting process. Just trying to figure everything out, and what's next for our program and stuff. But I mean, it's good. I think we're on the right track. I think we got some things going in the right direction. So it was good.
Got you. So how's the culture? I mean, of course it's Iowa. You know what I'm saying? You just had Caitlin Clark there. So like,
Yeah.
how's the city? How's the culture
Yeah.
right now in Iowa?
It's dope. Like Iowa City is truly a college town, right? The
Okay.
fans, everybody love you here. Like you cannot go anywhere with somebody noticing you, trying to get an autograph, trying to get a picture. So that part is tremendous, is great. Like our team culture in the locker room, that's been the same since. I mean, Lisa Bluter got here what 20, however many years ago.
Right.
Um, and so it's just like a selfless locker room. Everybody want everybody else to be great. Everybody out there for everybody else. Um, I mean, and you see that like
Right.
Kate last year, she was good, but she always gave the credit to her teammates,
Hmm.
right? Though she's out there doing double, like dropping double doubles, triple doubles, all that other stuff. Like she's
Right.
always sitting here handing or her other teammates all the credit. So, um, but it's cool.
Got
It's
you.
cool. It's the
So
same.
how was it like? How was her like work ethic there? Like I want people like to hear like because I mean you there firsthand. Like
Yeah.
so the stuff they see on TV, like
Nah,
it.
that's an everyday. It's like a everyday thing. I remember my very first practice, like when I got on staff. It was one practice. So we like to do half court segments, and then we like to go up and down against
Right.
our practice guys. So we was in one half court segment, and we were playing each other. Like the kids were playing each other. So the team that she was on started with the ball second. That team got down by like 20 points early. So she gets the ball back. She goes on a 15-0 run just by herself. Nobody's amazed by this. I'm sitting there, I'm looking around like, yo, this is not normal. Like, do we realize this, none of this is normal? But everybody's like, yeah, I mean, this is what she does. And so, like, I worked with her firsthand, and everything that she did on TV, like, that was stuff that we worked on in particular. And it was just reps on reps on reps. And it was nights where she wouldn't miss,
Right.
and it's all right, cool. Like it's just something. It's something about her. And then once she get in that zone, I think it was a Michigan game. When she got in that zone, it was a wrap. But like her work ethic is insane. She'll practice. She'll text me like, "Yo, can we get in the gym? Can we work out?" Da 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 da. And this is right after a 2 hour practice. You just played 40 minutes yesterday, and now you want to get back in the gym today to get in the gym the next day. So, I mean, she's probably the hardest worker I've ever been around. So
Right. So
um
when you get there with her sophomore year?
no, last year, her
Oh,
senior
you
year.
got there her
Yeah.
so okay.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you got to see like the aftermath of
Yeah.
everything she kind of
Yep.
built up
Yeah.
to.
Basically.
Gotcha. Okay.
Basically.
Nah, that's dope, man. So like, I mean, of course, the topic is like, is it too late for 25s?
Mhm.
Of course, y'all just signed y'all 24s, but so many colleges have been like reaching out in the sense like they was looking so late for like
Yeah.
24s, like you know what I'm saying? Like it was so late in the
Mhm.
season, and I'm like, something ain't right. Like why? Like y'all supposed to already have y'all roster. It's
Yeah.
August and y'all still asking for players.
Yeah.
Like so I wanna kind of get that. I know it's kind of early,
Mhm.
but like throughout the season, what could a 25 kind of do? Like say for instance, they had an okay summer,
Mhm.
but like I mean, y'all only come to the school programs, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all in y'all season, y'all focus on y'all
Right.
season during that time. So what could a 25 like really do to kind of maybe get on an Iowa radar
Mhm.
or um a big Power Four school late in the process?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is the prospect obviously just reaching out and taking the initiative themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Just reaching out, hey, my name is such and such, such and such, and like personalizing the email, the IG DM, the Twitter DM, any of that, right? And just, hey, I want to introduce myself. Here's my highlights from this past season, my school schedule. Look forward to talking to you. And so I just think, first of all, just taking that initiative and then being consistent with it. And when I say like being consistent, it's not hitting us up every week,
Right.
right? That's probably something that's going to get you on the block list really
Right.
quick, right? And so it's like being consistent in the fact that I'm reaching out at the beginning of my season. I'm gonna reach out in the middle of my season. I'm gonna send the updated highlights, maybe one little game that I think I did well in, and then at the end of the season, doing the same thing. Hey, these were my stats throughout the year. One game that I think that I excelled in. Would love to communicate with you. Get on the phone, talk to you, whatever. So I think from a prospect aspect, they can always do that. I
Mm-hmm.
think it always means something too when a coach backs you up. So your AAU coach, your high school coach always backs you up, say positive things about you, and just reinforce everything that you've already told me. So
Right.
those are some things that I think. And then obviously once you get on the court, like you have to ball out
Yep.
because you never know when I'm gonna show up. Now we got 6 coaches, so heck, I might show up on the road one game. I might come to one of your games. I'm really looking at prospect or player C, your teammate, and then you're balling out the
Mm-hmm.
game. And so now at the end of the game, I go to your coach and I'm like, yo, who is this kid?
Right.
Right. So it's just always staying ready, always being consistent, balling out because you never know who's watching. I know it's a crazy saying and the old saying
Right.
is so true. Like you
No,
never know
that
who's watching.
yeah, that saying is true. So you said a couple things that I kind of want to piggyback off of. Like, one saying when you come to the game, you already so you're not leaving Iowa to come to a game to a person that's been sending you emails. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm?
you coming to a game to somebody that's already on your prospect list in
Correct.
a sense. So what have you ever been in a position to where you actually go into a game and there's not a prospect that you're kind of looking at throughout during the season?
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so how did that kind of look? I mean, of course, they'll probably have to be close
Hmm.
by unless they just happen to be a rare breed where they're just
Yeah.
across the country
Right.
to where somebody said, "Hey, you need to
Yeah.
come check
Yeah.
the kid out," in a
Yeah.
sense. So, what does that kind of look like in the process of like going to some prospect game or not a
Hmm.
prospect game?
Yeah. And I will speak more so from the vantage point of not Iowa.
Hmm.
I speak from the vantage point of my last institution, lower D1, mid major.
Yeah.
Right. It was instance, and not saying that we don't do this at Iowa,
Right.
because whenever we get recruit info, I'm always the one to look at the highlights, the video, all of that stuff. So I help make those decisions. But
Gotcha.
at my previous institution, when I would get it, okay, I like this kid, take it to the head coach. Okay, I like this kid. Let's get the high school coach on the phone. Let's get the AAU coach on the phone. Okay, everything checks out. Okay, T go. So I go, I sit there and watch. Obviously, highlights are a little different than actual game live.
Yep. Hmm.
Um, and so now I'm there, and now I'm actually making the decision, right? If I want to continue to go down this path and actually talk to you, or if I just, all right, that's it,
Right.
right? If that makes sense. And so, um, like I said, I've always gotten the first touch. I've always known about people when they DM me, which has happened before. If they hit me in my email, which always happens every single day, but um,
Right.
that's just kind of how the process goes. It's not like it's ever too late. I think it's only too late when your classmates have enrolled into college courses and is now on that campus, right?
Hmm.
There's always a time. There's always an opportunity. It's just once you enter your your senior season, and the later that it get, I just think that now you have to be a little bit more realistic about the opportunity.
Hmm. And that's the point I kind of wanted you to touch on. Like, when is it that you need to be really jumping on these opportunities, or even like still keeping your hopes up, maybe for a mid major, maybe
Yeah.
for a power five, like or power four, like you know what I'm saying? Like, would you rather say like this is the time now,
Hmm.
like during when everybody's kind of kicking off their season to kind of get in y'all email, get in y'all DMs, and be like, "Hey, this is my schedule. I'm gonna be sending you
Yeah.
a couple games here and there." So, what is the likelihood of you actually offering somebody just off a full game film, like not even like going to
Yeah.
see them in person?
Yeah. I think now that we are actually back out on the road and actually back outside and actually recruiting, I think that likelihood is a lot lower unless they're international,
Gotcha.
right? I'm not going all the way over to Brazil, Spain, whatever, to
Right.
do all that in the middle of my season. I think now, like I said, since we're back out on the road doing all that, it's a lot easier for me to just go ahead, drive over, or buy a quick plane ticket to go wherever, sit in the gym for a couple of hours, evaluate you, and then make my decision there.
Gotcha.
Um, so I wouldn't say you're gonna get necessarily that offer off of your highlight or a full game film. I would say that's where, like, that's your audition. That's the audition tape,
Hmm.
right? Now I'm coming to see you live. Can you perform?
Right.
Can you what your audition tape looked out to be?
Hmm. So how many 25s do y'all normally how many 25s have y'all offered this year?
Sheesh.
In a,
So right now we're at the end of our process with 25. So we got 4 committed now.
hmm.
Um, just waiting on one more,
Gotcha.
and we don't know what the timeline is. So we're graduating 5, so we're trying to bring in 5
Gotcha.
for 5 class.
So are y'all big on bringing in freshmen?
Yeah, yeah, we like to bring in freshmen. We like to develop. Obviously, we got the transfer of Lucy. That's kind of an exception, an anomaly, right?
Yeah.
Great. And so, if we can get one good person out of the transfer portal, like, we're gonna go for
Right.
it, which is a great thing. Just going back to, just being realistic with those opportunities. I hate to say it because I don't want to push nobody to go to one school just to transfer, but like,
Yep.
that's just the way of college basketball right now. Like, unfortunately, that's the trend.
Right.
People are taking D2 opportunities and then going into the transfer portal, and then you never know. You might end up at a low mid major, and then the low mid majors are now transferring, going into a transfer portal, and coming on up to the power fours now. And so, that's always an opportunity too. So I just feel like at the end of the day, you just can't limit yourself. Always bet on yourself, obviously, but
Right. For
just
sure.
shut the door on yourself, or just limit yourself and get tunnel vision on one thing.
Got you. So you talked about the transfer portal. What about like you said something about D2? So do y'all necessarily like look at the level? Like say for instance, an NIA kid or a JUCO kid or D2
Mm-hmm.
kid, whatever the case may be. Do y'all necessarily look like, hey, they're the D2, hey, they're the NIA? Do y'all kind of mark some kids off, or do y'all kind of leave the door open because y'all at the end of the day, y'all looking for kids, y'all looking for the talent.
Right.
So if a kid is coming from a
Yeah.
JUCO, maybe
Yeah.
an NIA kid, are y'all looking at a specific level? So are y'all going JUCO before you go D2, before
Mm-hmm.
you go NIA? Like what level do you necessarily look at
Yeah.
before you get to the next
Yeah.
level? I would say.
I would say, like at my previous institution, we would look at JUCOs, we would look at D2s, and like I said, we was the low mid major. Um, Heck, we look at D3s,
Right.
right? If you throw the ball, we want you to come in and try to help us improve and get
Right.
better. I would say now, definitely mid majors, D1s, whatever it is, maybe a D2, just depending on the numbers, and if everything else check out, like background stuff with your coaches and all that other stuff. So
Got you. So what has been the hardest thing about the recruiting process now, rather than 6 years ago?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like since COVID years. Now the COVID years are kind of washing out,
right.
kind of getting back to the regular, just the thing. So like, what is that transition going to kind of be going to look like here in the next couple years in the recruiting process?
Yeah, I think I mean, college athletics is forever changing, right?
Hmm.
And so I think a lot of recruitment, unfortunately, is probably going to come from the transfer portal. Just because you lose so many kids at a high rate now, they not playing, they want to try something else, they want to do something else, whatever the case may be,
Right.
right? They're going into the transfer portal, and coaches are looking at that transfer portal as, again, your audition tape, right?
Right.
You already played at the collegiate level, at the D1 level, so you know what it's like to be in a college locker room. You know what the season is going to be like, how taxing it is on your body, all these other things. And I think right now, like, you're seeing that, right? You're seeing
Mm-hmm.
the high powered high school athletes. They're the ones that's going to the power four schools and getting all the looks and dragging it out. And unfortunately, it's hurting all these other kids because now they're not getting looks.
Right.
So now their paths are being altered, and now they're having to go to JUCO and work their way up and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Right.
But I just think at the end of the day, the way recruiting is moving, unfortunately, is moving towards that transfer portal type of look.
Mm-hmm.
If not one of the top kids.
So do y'all knock a kid for necessarily bouncing around from school to school in a sense, like when if y'all happen to recruit them?
Yeah, yeah. So like, I would say, coming out of high school, if we recruited you, you decided to go somewhere else, like, that's fine. We'll recruit you
Right.
and you're in the transfer portal. Okay, you still don't choose us, then you go somewhere else, and then now you're calling us that. Like, for us,
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna knock you a little bit because now it's a little bit of a red flag.
Yeah.
So like,
Mm-hmm.
something is going on behind the scenes that obviously we don't see. Obviously, you're gonna put up the numbers, do all this, be great on the court, but like, now we're talking about the character issues that, and to your point, you asked about our culture earlier, that's something that we protect, and that's something that we hold near and dear to our heart, is the
Mm-hmm.
character piece of our locker room, the culture piece of our locker room. And if you're bouncing around from school to school, like, something is not right. And so we
Right.
take that risk on bringing you in and damaging our locker room, even though you're going to give us however many points.
Right. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I think I think you kind of like answered it from your point of view. Like, so really, like, this is the time that kids really need to be getting out, putting film out, from fall ball, from whatever the case may be. So, what is the youngest? I always ask, like, what is the youngest you would look at a kid?
Me, I like to start young. I would say eighth grade for me.
Eighth
Like,
grade.
I would look at you eighth
That's
grade.
reasonable.
I probably won't start communicating with you till like freshman, but like, you're gonna see me at your games
Yeah.
on my list.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to your coaches. I might not be talking to you until your freshman year, but I like to start eighth grade because I like to start building those relationships when they're young.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, I mean, 20 minutes is almost up, but do y'all have any questions in the comments? Ask questions, and I can ask her for you. Got about 3 minutes left, so ask questions. I think she did a great job in
Oh,
answering the
trying
questions.
to help, anybody.
Let's see. Pin this comment, but yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I would want to. Does Caitlin come back? Does she stay in Iowa?
So her family is in Des Moines, which is probably about hour and a half, hour 45
Okay,
from Iowa City. But she's been in Indy since her season's ended, so she'll
gotcha.
come every now and again.
Hmm.
But she won't stay for long.
Yeah.
So,
Nah,
but
nah,
she'll
that's dope.
pop in every once in a while, get some work in, then go back to Indy, and
Hmm.
then come back home, visit the family, come back to Iowa City, get some work in, and then leave. You know,
Gotcha.
so yeah.
Gotcha. So how big are you on Texas kids? You know, we the hot
I
spot right now.
I know y'all are. I've been to Texas for I don't know how long. Oh my gosh. Oh, I think for us though, I think it helped that we've been to back national championships, and so now our recruiting footprint is a little bigger, so we can do
Mhm.
that. But nah, Texas, yeah. Y'all live, y'all hot. Y'all got the athletes.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, you gotta get your That's my thing. Like, I love my Texas people, but like, I'm big on like kids leaving home
Yeah.
in a sense and going to explore,
Yeah.
especially at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
Like, go see it early. That way, because home gonna always be
Oh,
home, regardless of what you do.
yep.
Home gonna be home
Yep.
regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether you stay in Cali and you go somewhere else, like,
Mm-hmm.
when you come back to home,
Right.
it's still gonna be home at
Exactly.
the end of the day.
Exactly.
So, I always try to push kids to kind of explore,
Yeah.
um, try it out. But you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people like big family oriented, so it's hard. It's hard to leave your family, man, when
No,
you're young.
absolutely. I get it. I left my family. I would say the biggest benefit to leaving family is just like you're able to learn and grow on your own, right? At the end of the day, at some point in your life, you're probably gonna have to leave the nest. At some point,
Yep, yep.
it's your own thing, especially if you want to start a family and do all that. Like you're gonna have to leave the nest, learn the world a little bit. And so that I would say that's one big benefit to leaving home for sure. But
Hmm.
family is everything. Family's everything. Don't
Right.
get me wrong, but yeah.
Got you. So, got a quick question before we get off. Is that what are three things you look for in a PSA when recruiting now?
Uh, First and foremost, character. Like I said, our culture is near and dear to our heart. We hold that close to us, and just so character, right? How you carry yourself off the court, how you interact with your teammates. You just made a big play, or you didn't, and you just get subbed out. How do you take that? How do you handle that with your coaches? Are you just running to the bench and just sitting at the end of the bench, not shaking nobody's hand, not saying nothing to
Hmm.
the coach? Or are you walking to the bench, or are you actually running to the bench, getting everybody a high five, being energetic at the end of the bench? Those are things that we look for. Obviously, you got to be pretty good at basketball.
Yep.
And
Up
so
there.
like that.
Yeah.
Number two, that goes without saying. And then somebody who's gonna be good in the classroom.
Yeah.
Um, for us, like I said, I keep going back to our culture because that's what we are. That's what's
Yep.
we're about, right? That's what makes Iowa Iowa. We have a saying on our wall: "Better people make better Hawks." Right?
Hmm.
Nothing about basketball. It's just better people. We focus on the people first, and then obviously, if you're at Iowa, if we're talking to you, we're communicating with you, you're obviously good at basketball. And so,
Hmm.
um, yeah, character piece, hard work on the court, bucket getter on the court, and then what else did I say? I forgot what else I said. At that back to character though. Like I know
Yeah.
it reverts to the character,
Got
so
you.
that's the thing.
How many? Somebody asked, "Is it hard to get Texas kid to the cold? Is it cold?"
I know, I know. You ain't got to remind me. Yes, yes, it's cold. You ain't got to remind me, but listen. I tried.
Yeah.
You can't thank me for trying.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I tried.
All right. Well, appreciate your time.
Yeah,
Appreciate you getting on.
absolutely,
Uh,
absolutely.
I would definitely be seeing you soon. Hopefully, sometime.
Yeah.
And yeah,
All
we out.
right. Appreciate you.
No problem. Let me see, Coach G. You up next? Do 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 do. What about yourself? All Iowa kids. That's a fact. Shit, they was good this year. They lost. They lost early, though.
I'm
Yo,
on here. Hey,
yeah. Oh,
how are
Corpus Christi in
you?
the house.
Hey.
How is life?
Life is grand. It
Yeah,
is grand. How's your life?
it's going smooth. You going smooth? You know, did the JUCO thing this weekend, so it was cool.
Yeah.
Um, what did you think about the event?
Oh man. It was one of the better ones, especially for JUCO Jamborees. And I think you and I were, kind of discussing
Hmm.
how for it to be what 53 teams to 250 recruiters out there that are from all levels. So
Ratio is crazy.
I'm telling you, so much talent in the building. It was amazing. It was some good
Ratio,
basketball, and we love
ratio.
the basketball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Who who was the best team you seen out there?
Oh, you being messy. What I will say is that Texas region is
Yeah.
huge with like the amount of talent that they have, um, is almost not comparable to any other region.
Hmm.
And that's what I say
That's a
about,
that's a good take. I
yeah.
didn't know Region 5 had like four top 25 teams. I mean, Region 5 had like I think they got like 4 or 5 top 25 teams in the
And
country. And
not to mention Region
senior.
14 is always stacked,
Yeah.
with lots of talent. And I mean, you get the talent part, but man, the culture what those amazing coaches are doing in Region 14,
Hmm.
yeah, it's awesome. It's really legit for sure.
Yeah. So I was just like, it was a good event, good environment, man. Like
Yeah,
I liked it. And I think that was my second time going to it since they've been having it there.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, so going from high school all summer
Uh-huh.
to coming to a JUCO, what is the difference that you see in the game between the high schools and the JUCO level when you go to these events?
I think it depends on as far as like the level in which you are, as far as class between freshman and sophomore. But you can
Mm-hmm.
tell these sophomores oftentimes put pressure on themselves, to secure these scholarships, whereas you have your freshmen, your sophomore, and your juniors and your seniors who are still playing either in high school or AAU. Um, doesn't necessarily put them that kind of pressure on themselves, because they have some time.
Mm-hmm.
I think the work ethic is different, because at the end of the day, like you're comparing high school to college basketball. College basketball is JUCO basketball. A lot of
Right.
people forget that. Like that is college, which is why a lot of people that are, in this business recruit from JUCOs because you do have that experience.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that can separate a sophomore at a JUCO versus, a senior in high school is that you have that, experience in college athletics.
Got you.
Yeah.
So like I said, we in this space of transfer portal. Kind of what does that look like in getting players, especially like with the COVID kids kind of getting washed out, the extra years being gone.
Yeah.
Um, what does that look like in recruiting the kids?
I think recruiting is a live document, especially with the rule changes. It is crazy all the time. But I think the portal is exactly what it's made to be. Kids are jumping in and hopefully they get a chance to jump out. I think for us, it looks a little different. You have to really, really talk about relationships
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to, let's just say we're recruiting a kid out of high school, and just like Tanaya was just saying, she chooses to go to another school.
Right.
Maybe at that point in time, we can double back, and pick them up out of the portal because, oftentimes these kids go a little higher than, um, what is expected,
Yep. Yep.
so,
Yep.
and that's
Yep.
kind of tough. That's another conversation for another day. But anyways,
Yep.
um, you can kind of double back in that area. Also, when you talk about the portal, you have to talk about money too.
Yeah.
You can't, the game is definitely changed. It's evolving. And if you ain't talking about no piece of change, you ain't talking about nothing.
What'd you say? Talk about a piece of change. You hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, absolutely. It's different. It really is different. So you just got to play
Yeah.
the game the way it goes, and hope you luck out on a kid that really wants to be at your school and
Mm-hmm.
come there and make an impact. So
Got you. So speaking of like, I mean, I could stay on this before we actually like get into it. Speaking about the money aspect of it, like, I mean, y'all in the Southland Conference. It's not a big conference.
yeah.
Um, so does that hurt? Does that hurt y'all being in a certain conference with getting kids compared to some schools? Like, say for instance, y'all wanted to go get a 3-star kid, or maybe y'all want to go try a 4-star kid. Like, they want to play basketball. Like, what do you think the chances of like really getting those type of kids to the Southland Conference or to Texas Corpus Christi?
That's a great question. I think that when you talk about kids, you say the work is the work,
Right.
right? Put in the work for, kids to get seen. Same thing as coaches. The work is the work. So what does that kind of look like for your university? When you talked about the Southland, like I've always been told, no matter what league you go to, you want to go to a winning team. Um, and you have to realize, where you're going. Yes, it's the Southland, but what school are you going to in the Southland? You have
Mm-hmm.
to ask yourself that question. When you talk about percentages and chances of getting those kids, again, that's where money comes involved. And if obviously, if it's a deal of, Big Ten talking about University of Iowa, um, I think you have to think about what has happened in the past and has our league been able to get those type of kids. And
Mm-hmm.
talking about the initial round, not doubling back, not you transferred twice. What does that look like initially? And I think it's different with every single kid for sure.
Got you. That makes sense. So 25 coming out right now. I know it's different because y'all in a different realm than Iowa was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all in a different space. So 9 times 10, they probably are. They most likely got they 25s already kind of locked in a sense. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But it is probably a rare case if somebody comes and somebody be like, "Hey, come check this kid out,"
Yeah.
as we was talking about before.
Right.
Um, then they may step foot in the gym. But with y'all probably still looking for 25s come late July. You know what I'm saying? Just based off the conference. So just kind of talk about that realm of being in a mid-major type conference and in school, like being able to get a 25. Like basically, is it too late in a sense? Like,
Yeah. Um, I think reality is it sets in, especially for those 25s when you get to the summertime and you have absolutely nothing. You're knocking on doors that you haven't knocked on before. Why, I have no idea, but that's your business. I think for us, though, we are not the type of team that's just going to, and I really hate to say it like this, but the leftovers. You like, and I have to,
you,
I have to
hey,
put
that's a
that up.
fact though. That's a real life
You can't.
fact.
I mean, that's the recipe for disaster.
Yeah,
When you are in this business, you're in it to win,
for
and you're
sure.
in it to win in all
Did
aspects.
y'all
So,
win when y'all left? Did y'all win last year or something? Or
yeah,
the year?
won the conference tournament, had the opportunity to go to NCAAs. But the other thing you have to realize is too, what kind of system are you running? I'll
Mm-hmm.
tell you right now, you cannot win with a bunch of freshmen. It just won't happen. And you can talk
Why you
about
say
it,
that?
but well, I think for us, like when you are in comparison between us and Big Ten, Big
Mm-hmm.
12, any P4, right? But I'll
Right.
just use University of Iowa, and I know Tanaya as a comparison. For me, I feel like um, in order to get the, I don't know, top 100 freshmen,
Right.
what are some things that Iowa has to do versus what are some things that we have to do? I
Right.
mean, you have to make it plain and simple and make it make sense for your university. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's why I say you cannot win with a ton of freshmen. One, they
Right.
don't have that experience, and it is hard. Think about the season that you have in high school.
Right.
When does that really, really start for you? Like official practices don't start until this week,
Right.
right? As college coaches, like we've already started an official practice.
Mm-hmm.
When does that season end for us? Well, we hope late March, early April-ish when you
Mm-hmm.
talk about the NIT and all those different things. Um, but a lot of those seasons, you look at the state tournament dates right now for UIL, the last games are like March
Yep.
1st. So you're almost going an extra 3 to 4 weeks. Those little legs can't keep up.
Yeah.
So it's extremely hard to win with a ton of freshmen. You have to have some experience on your team to make some noise. And it works out that way.
Got you. So with you saying that, the portal, like it goes back to the portal. Like, are y'all taking more portal kids than y'all are taking freshmen out of high school?
I think you have to align yourself with what you need first. Depends on, what your depth chart is, and who's graduating, who's choosing to stay and use that COVID year, like you spoke about a couple minutes ago. I think the biggest thing for us is portal and JUCO. And it's not like you're getting the freshmen that, again, are top 100, but you're not getting some that you can't yet use either. So
Right.
when they become, that mid-year of their freshman year, maybe they are impacted in the way that you thought they would. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them are late bloomers. But for us, you talk about the portal, and JUCOs. That's where those relationships come from. Like,
Right.
I recruited a ton of kids out of high school, that I didn't get, that I had the opportunity to get in the portal. So it works. You just have to
Mm-hmm.
use it to, your strength, your school's strength. So,
Gotcha. So the kids that you recruited out of high school, did they go JUCO? I'm guessing, or did they go, or did they just where'd they go?
4-year universities.
Okay, so
Um,
they're from 4 year to 4 year.
yep,
Okay,
yep.
so like
A
D
lot of
twos,
times, no.
D
Um,
D
yeah,
ones.
Division
Okay,
1 for sure.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Um,
how do you feel getting a D two, D3 school, like
um,
a
as,
player from that
as
level?
far as like recruiting from that level,
Yes.
man, you got to fill up the stat sheet for me. Like, when you go D2 and you go D3 and you talk about, again, these are 4-year
Right.
universities, but you have to separate yourself. Like, why would I get someone from a Division 2 or a Division 3, when I have all these other opportunities and all these other resources that I can use, especially when you chose to go there. So, you got to fill up the stat sheet if you're at Division 2, Division 3, because reality is it is a different level when
Right.
you Division 1.
I
So I feel
think
like.
I see your point, but that's so tough. Like, what if that kid is like a good filler in piece? You just gonna take the filler in piece from the JUCO?
Do I need a fill-in piece? Is
I,
the real question.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking. You know.
I think you have to ask yourself those questions. Like when you're recruiting and you're looking at your chart, what does that fill-in piece look like for you? And again,
Mhm.
like you tonight spoke on culture,
Yep.
right? Like, what type of D2 are you coming
Mhm.
from? Is it a winning culture there? Are you doing things that, are separating yourself from everyone else who's choosing to stay at D2?
Right.
And please don't get me wrong or take this, differently than what I'm saying.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with a Division
Oh, no,
Two. There's
no, no.
nothing
Yeah.
wrong
I'm
with,
just. Yeah.
Division 3. But I do believe in order for us to be successful, we have to look at our roster and say, what exactly do we need? And where does that actually, where's that going to come from?
Hmm.
So,
So, what could a 25 do to get on? If you didn't see them in the summertime, y'all in the
mhm.
Southland Conference, y'all in Texas, one of the hottest markets right now. So you ain't got to travel far.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
do a late 25 have to do or be able to do if they want to get recruited by Corpus Christi right now?
Mhm. Um, Number one thing I would say is be realistic. Before you reach out, you have to be realistic about where you are, what you've done, and what you're doing. Second thing is, I can count on all the hands and toes that exist, how many emails I get a
Right.
day.
Right.
So you really have to separate yourself. Like, there's nothing wrong with sending a highlight, but don't attach 8 paragraphs to it. And
Hmm.
like, you really have to get straight to the point if you want someone to notice you and be intentional about watching you
Right.
and evaluating you. I think also the same thing tonight said, to piggyback off of, is not only are you sending that out, but someone, along the lines of an AAU coach, a high school coach, um, someone is backing you up
Hmm.
and out those emails as well. Highlights is one thing. Everyone looks good in
For
highlights,
sure.
right? But what does that film look like?
Right. It's a
Um, and
difference. Definitely a difference.
yes,
Definitely a difference.
full game film. And what I love about Texas, and I'm not from here, by the way, but what I
Where
love
you from?
about
Where you from?
Michigan,
I know. I'm just, I gotta the people got to know. The people got to know.
You're right. You're right. What I love about Texas is the talent out here is amazing.
Hmm.
The work ethic is incredible. You have so many great high school teams that go at it every single Tuesday and Friday night. And
Hmm.
let's not forget about the tournaments that are put on by these different high schools. And so, which we are at.
Right.
So it does no harm to reach out and say, hey, here's my schedule. I'm going to be in the, fill in the blank tournament.
Hmm.
We have a Christmas tournament. I'm going to be in that tournament. And so if we, are there, we're able to um, watch you play. Social media is huge.
Hmm.
We take a look at that as well for all that it is. And it's easier to access for sure in terms of, looking at your bio, seeing what class you are, checking out a DM that you may have sent. That's a little bit easier access than 8 paragraphs emails. So
I'm coming university. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the faithful coaches that be on my stuff. Just
I
saying.
appreciate you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm coming university. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, appreciate it.
now that's a good point. Like I'm big on like social media, man. Like I feel like we're in that space of like we grew up like a little old school, but we like in the middle of the new school. So we seen everything kind of evolve. So like just to see how social media is so powerful, in a sense, to be able, if you use it the right way, it could kind of change your life in a sense or give you
Yeah.
opportunities. So and I know y'all coaches have really used that to help make your job easier. In
Yeah.
a, you know what I'm saying? So,
Cool.
um, what is some ways that they can? What's the best way to reach out to you? Because I mean, we done had two coaches on here, and we talk about emails, and they say y'all getting hundreds of emails every day. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? On top of y'all got to do practice, y'all got to do scout reports. Like y'all have so much other stuff to do. So that goes to my question. Like, is it too late for 25 to really get recruited when it's a bunch of stuff? And even though y'all coming to these tournaments, like y'all have certain prospects. So how could one before these tournaments start kicking off? Like, how can they get you to one of their games basically throughout
I
the season?
think the most important thing is to be active in what you are doing as far as like, what recruiting looks like for you. So if it is social media, like you have to be active on there. You have to be posting on there. You have to be sending things, posting videos and graphics, all those different type of things. And I think also not only, we can talk about emails all day and social
Yep.
media.
Yep.
But I think the other thing is too, what about, setting up to come watch a game? Um,
Mm.
come to a practice. Our practices are open. Royce does not hide a thing. Um, I think the other thing is too, is maybe even, not necessarily come when it's convenient to the point of it's just practice.
Mm.
But I'm coming to watch a game because you really want to know, like, can I really play here? Um,
Mm.
can I play for a coach who is like, fill in the blank, whoever you're watching? That's important. That is really, really important when you do those type of things, especially in the heat of the moment, because we know how it is when you're on the sideline. It's
Yep.
different. So
Yep.
you really have to envision yourself. Can you, um, play at that specific university under that specific coach based off of what you've seen on your unofficial, on, being able to see practice and coming to watch a game. So,
Gotcha. That's actually one of the best takes I've ever heard in sports. Like, come to the game. Like,
yeah,
introduce yourself. Like
absolutely.
that's like one of the best ones. I mean, of course, everybody say emails,
Yeah.
but like or DMs or whatever the case may be. But like that's probably one of the best ones to kind of put a face with it and be like, hey, maybe even bring your schedule or something. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like,
yes, I agree with you. I mean, you have to learn how to separate yourself in this business, in recruiting, because if you're doing it, how many other kids are thinking of doing that? Like,
yep.
to find something that says, like, come watch me. And, I think the misconstrued part is come watch me so I can score. There's
Mm-hmm.
so many other things that you can fill up on that stat sheet, and as well as not being on a stat sheet
Right.
that can catch my eye and really grasp my attention.
Mm-hmm.
So,
On social media, should they use their real name or does it matter?
absolutely. I,
Absolutely.
I, I think that is a great idea to use your, and of course you have like those, what do you call, like
Mm-hmm.
handles now, which is great, right? Maybe you want to, make something up there, but using your real name, being able to put your graduating year in your bio, um,
Right.
any other important information that you feel like, will grasp a coach's, attention, maybe even your height, those type of things are very helpful. Your position that you play. So we don't waste each other's time. Because
Right.
if I'm looking for a post player and I see you 5'5",
Right.
I'm just gonna move on. It
Yeah.
just is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Got you. So last question. Is it good to reach out to the assistant coach more or the head coach?
That's a great question. These days you have so many people on staff
Right.
that does so many different things. And so a part of your research should be, can I go online to see these other different coaches who are on here and what are their titles? Are they, a scouting coordinator, a recruiting coordinator, slash assistant coach, whatever that kind of looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, reach out to those. There's nothing wrong with CCing a coach. But I
Right.
think one thing tonight said that I really want to hone in on, is one of the things that she mentioned was repeating yourself. Like, you email me every single day, that's not gonna work. So
But
um,
they being persistent.
I understand. I'm not disagreeing with you about that, like, whatsoever. But you have to find a way to do it in a welcoming way,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense. So yeah, I think assistant coaches, find that recruiting coordinator, find that, whatever it is, director of recruiting that's, on their staff, and begin in that way. There's nothing wrong with CCing the head coach, but 9 times out of 10, it's me who's coming.
Yeah.
Royce may come after, but it's definitely me who's coming.
Right. One more. Somebody want to get one more
Uh
question in.
oh,
One more
okay. We
question.
running out of time.
Look, we passed time low key, but you know what I'm
I'm
saying. The
sorry.
conversation was
My
good.
bad.
The
I'm sorry.
conversation
My
was
bad.
good. Come on,
Let
man.
me see.
Answer the question. Ask the question.
So these people gonna be like, "G is not invited anymore."
He said, "What do you want to see out of the shorter players?"
Oh man. Um.
First of all, what's short? What is
Yeah.
short? Because yeah, what's short?
What's classified?
Because it's
Uh.
different levels of short.
Yeah. Obviously, depending on what position they play, I think that they would be, obviously a one or two. Our three guards are, you know, pretty big in terms of like wingspan, just because we send them to the boards. But
Mm-hmm.
that's neither here nor there. What I would love to see is how shifty you are with the basketball. Like, do you
Mm-hmm.
use your quickness to, your strength? And are you using your, the fact that you are, what did he say, 5'6"
Under 5'6".
and under, to your strength? That is something that I would definitely say. Can you defend full court? Are you, getting out in those passing lanes, trying to get us, a quick steal? Like, what does that look like, for you? And I feel like you also have to be able to shoot the basketball when
For
you are
sure.
5'6".
For sure.
You have to.
If you a small guard, you can't shoot. Yeah,
It's
man,
gonna be
that's a tough world out
tough
here.
because there's no one in Division One, college basketball that's just gonna let you get a layup. It's just
At
not gonna
all.
happen.
At all.
So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's not gonna happen.
Good questions. Appreciate you. Texas Corpus Christi in the house.
There you go.
Appreciate you.
No doubt.
All right. All right. Dante. Deontay. My guy, what's good? Good.
What's up, bro? How you
Doing
doing?
good, man. Doing good. How the weather up there right now?
Man, it just turned cold on us this
Did it?
morning, man. Yeah, man. It was weird because what's today? What's today?
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yep.
Yeah. So last Friday and Saturday it was 80 degrees here.
What?
Yes. And today I woke up, come to the gym, and it was 48 degrees in this morning.
So
48.
the cold front has came.
Yes, but it's. So yeah, let's start as you can see,
Yeah,
pulling out my North Face.
got you, man. So how's practice been?
Oh man, we've been getting after it, man. This is a fun group to be around. Obviously it's a new team, under our new leadership with our new head coach. But it's been fun. These young ladies, they work really, really, really hard. A fun group to be around. Excited to to coach these young ladies up, build their confidence. But overall, we've been at it since June 1st, and we've been seeing some
Got
progress. We had to change their mindset a little bit, and challenge them a little bit, but they've been buying in to the culture really, really well.
got you. So was you there last year as well?
I was not.
No.
I was not. So this is a totally different staff. I was with my
Oh,
boss. Yeah.
okay. So what type of culture are y'all kind of bringing? Because I mean, it's Marquette, Jordan Brand.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of
Yeah.
lot of stuff behind it, man. A lot of so
Yeah.
you gotta
Yeah.
talk
I mean,
about the culture.
obviously, culture is a big word in the game
For
of basketball, and
sure.
and so what we look for here, Marquette, obviously, I think Tanaya spoke on it earlier. Culture. I mean, character is first. How
Yeah.
you carry yourself is important to us on and off the court. What are people saying, about you? If I, which I do when I go on, on campus to see, a recruit, and I see a janitor or I see a counselor, I'm asking them questions. How does this young lady carry herself? Do you have
Mm-hmm.
problems with them? So because you want to know what you're getting.
Right.
Again, when you're taking a young lady and a chance on a young lady, that commitment is going to be for the next 4 years. And
Right.
so obviously they're not going to be
Mm-hmm.
perfect, but you want to know what you're getting. And so culture is really, really big. I mean, character is really, really big for us. I ask a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I ask a lot of questions because I want to know, because I think it's important, with that relationship, fit is important, and fit within culture is something that is, you want to make sure that you get right. And obviously this is still young people, and you're still developing young people, and you're helping young people grow, but you want to make sure when they sign that dotted line, hopefully you got enough information to be able to coach this young lady for the next 4 years and hopefully build a lifetime relationship.
Got you. So you said it twice. You said the next 4 years. And hypothetically thinking nowadays,
Right.
a lot of kids ain't staying
Right.
4 years. So how does that change necessarily your recruiting process, or how Marquette wants you to recruit, bring in players in a sense? Does anything change?
Well,
And
no, go ahead. I'm
go
saying.
ahead. That was it. Does
Yeah,
anything
well, no,
change?
no. We're still recruiting them as they're going to be here for 4 years. Now, in reality, you're right. The transfer portal has changed the landscape of recruiting, and saying, but we're still recruiting those freshmen that we feel like can be with us and be a part of what we're trying to do. Because on top of our culture here, development is a big piece for us.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make sure that we develop you to help you achieve your goals, but we also want to develop you as a person as well. And
Right.
so we can't develop you in 1 year. We can't develop you in two.
Right.
But hopefully by in 4 years, you come in, a little, with a blank canvas, and you leave out of here feeling like you're ready to prepare for the next level in your life.
Got you. Got you. So, Marquette, that's Big East, right?
It is.
Big East,
Yeah.
man. So you in there with UConn, you know, with some dogs, man.
Yes.
So just kind of talk about just that conference. Is that considered a Power Four conference?
Yes. I mean, obviously we don't have football, and
Right.
power, when a P5, to me, that's a football
Got
term. To
you.
me, that's a football term. But in reality, when you look at the Big East, our conference traditionally pumps out 3 to 4 teams to the NCAA tournament every year
On a regular.
on a regular. And and the other conference members are going to postseason, whether it's WBIT or
Right.
WNIT. And so, we're well represented when it comes to postseason, being in the Big East, and it's not an easy conference by any means.
Right. So how many freshmen do y'all have on y'all roster right now?
Actually, currently we have none.
Whoa.
Yes,
All right.
we did not sign. We have right now uh, seniors, juniors, and sophomores. We have now one freshman, but we have two freshmen signed for next year. But we have now one freshman on our roster right now.
Do you think because of basically you trying to revamp the culture in a sense?
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously, we want to keep that Marquette brand name because this is a historic women's basketball tradition. But obviously, we got the job a little late, and
Mm-hmm.
so when we got in, getting to the portal, a lot of the young ladies had already been narrowed it down and made their decisions. And so we pretty much had to build a roster with the young ladies that we still felt like was good enough to help us be able to move this thing forward. And that just happened that a lot of the freshmen that we felt that were good enough at this level
Mm-hmm.
or at this time wasn't available.
Got
And so that's why
you.
we went, to the transfer portal and the JUCO route, and that was able to help us fill out a roster.
Got you. So how many kids did you pull from JUCO?
So we have one young lady this year from JUCO. Yep.
So everybody else is pretty much from
Transfer.
either they was there last year or
Yep.
you pulled from another the portal.
Correct.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it's a dangerous world I have my head.
And the recruiting has changed. It's forever changing. Forever changing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So 25. You say you had two signed?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Two signed 25s. How many? How would I say this? Like, how many freshmen are you looking to bring in next year? And what's like, what's the process looking like for the 25s as far as like the school year is coming out?
Well, like I said earlier, we already have 225 for next year already committed, two
Right.
freshmen. And so we're really excited about those two young ladies. We feel like
For
those two
sure.
young ladies can help us move it forward. You pose a question: is it too late for 25s? It's never too late. Because if you're a real coach and a real recruiter, and there's a diamond in the rough out there that can help you win games, I bet you better look at it. And I'm sure every coach in the country will look at it. And so if they're if they're
Even
in,
even in the school during the school season, late like let's not say late in the school season because I mean the school season is only 4 months. So it's like November, December, January, February, then first week of March. So 4 months with exception of if you make it to state. Um, but like what's the real likelihood? You know what I'm saying? Like
so let me tell you this, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. We're forever evaluating as
okay,
recruiters.
okay,
Forever evaluating. And we can be in the season and evaluate, somebody that's on our roster and it may not be working out. But there may be somebody out there that is late, that blossomed late, that was under the radar, maybe had an issue, maybe had a knee injury or whatever. And maybe that person out there is a person that we just didn't take a chance on. Maybe we now need to circle back and see if that person's still available. And
mm,
so I just, for me as a recruiter, it's always changing. You know what I'm saying? Like you just can never, you always want to make sure that you have dibs on your recruits and your recruiting board.
mm,
And I would never say no, it's not too late. Everybody has their own right. I think G said it earlier, and I think she said it perfect. You recruit a lot of young ladies out of high school, and they may not come to you on the front end.
right,
That's like a fallback list. And she said it there. A lot of these kids, and she was right, go higher than what you think they do. And you just like, okay, well, congratulations. You be happy for them.
right,
But back.
yeah,
They coming back or whatever. And so that's why it's all, like I said, you're always evaluating. Recruiting is a 24/7 thing. It never stops. And, the coaches, my success of being a recruit coordinator and a recruiter, everybody can't get the top because everybody's going for the top.
yep,
But, if you're a real coach and real recruiter, you're going to go find the diamonds in the roughs. And, for example, I saw you in Ohio. You didn't see me on the court with all the big dogs. You
yeah,
saw way on the court somewhere else.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Because again, it's somewhere on court 100 or 105 where a low key diamond is or a dog is, while everybody over here chasing after the same one.
Yeah.
Everybody, to them 25s out there, man, no, it's not too late. It is not too late. Especially for me. If something come across my desk and it's intriguing, like G said, first I'm gonna go pass it on to my other sister. Hey man, what you think about this kid? And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh man, who is this? Maybe we need to take another look.
Right.
So we just, until our class is actually shut down, we're going to make sure that we're looking at everybody because we don't want to miss nobody out there that for.
Got you. So you said, so what does a player have to do to get on your desk, or just get in your face? I mean, of course, we got social media, we got Twitter, but like, what does a player have to do, or how many times does a player have to come across your face to be like, you know what, like, let me check this kid out?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, first, on the initial approach the first initial needs to be something intriguing. Obviously, like G said, everybody look good on that highlight, but again, once I get that and then I get full game film, now I want to pass it on to somebody else in our office. Like, hey man, what do you think about this kid? Just because sometimes my eyes may not be that I may be seeing something I ain't.
Right.
And so, once I get more than one time and then I do a little bit more research, and if it's worth it, then that's when I'm like, okay, I need to take this a little bit more serious.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't, but I try to look at every email, every kid that come across my desk, because I just never want to be that coach that missed out on a special kid or a dime in the rough just because I didn't open up an email.
Got you. I mean, of course, like the goal, like everybody was saying, the goal is to win.
Yeah.
That's how you keep your job at the end of the day. And I'm gonna test to that. I want you to win at the end of the day. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You ain't gonna just send me anybody.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I want you to win. Shit. I can't be the blame
It's
for you losing your job.
absolutely. I appreciate that.
I
No,
can't do it. I can't do it. I be feeling bad, man. I'm like, damn, man,
yeah.
lose a job. I can't do it. But nah, man. So you said it's never too late, man. So all y'all parents out there, put in that work, post your film, send emails. You got one coach that said he answers emails. You know what I'm saying? A lot of coaches, they don't answer the emails just because it's like I said, you got to do other things
Yeah.
outside of answering emails at the end of the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to do scouting report. You got to do practice. You got to check in with the players. Like, you got your own like family that you
Yeah.
kind of dealing with. So you saying, what is one way that they can get in touch with you personally? Like, be like, hey, coach, this is me. I play here. Especially if they're out of state kid, they not necessarily. Where is Marquette?
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
In Milwaukee. So yeah, Milwaukee. I mean, you got the Milwaukee Bucks, but like nobody knows about Milwaukee unless you are the Milwaukee Bucks in the sense, like, or you are Marquette. So it's just kind of like those out of state kids. Like, how can they get in touch with you? I know you're pretty active on social media. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so what can a kid do to kind of get in touch with you?
I mean, yeah, I think you just said obviously, it, the email, social media, have someone that maybe high school coach or a AAU coach, reach out on their behalf, call on their behalf and like, hey, I don't know if you guys, what you're looking for, but I may have a young lady that's still available that I think you look at, and I think that's okay. That doesn't hurt. You
Mm-hmm.
know, just finding a ways to stick out, to stay in touch, stay relevant and stuff like that. Because, like you said, all coaches are on social media,
Gotcha.
but you know,
So what has been the biggest thing this summer in recruiting, like the biggest change in recruiting during the high school season during the summertime, man? Because it was kind of crazy this summer.
yeah. Well, like I said, man, recruiting is always changing. Like
Hmm.
it's always changing. I've always recruited with the mindset of recruiting with the level up.
Yeah.
Because that's how you win.
Hmm.
the kids that are you always want to recruit a kid that's a level up, and so this year we going to, obviously coming here. In the past, you probably would have never seen me on EYBL courts,
Mm.
because I just felt like everybody's going after the exact same kid,
For sure.
and
For sure.
so I just, like I said, I just always adopted. Yes, I still need to recruit them kids. I still need to know those kids. But let me go down here to these rest of these other courses where some of these coaches ain't going to look at these kids.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these kids that are just as good, but they probably don't got on, they're probably not on the top EYBO team or top
Right.
team. And so, yeah, the toughest part I probably would say is just now just battling with a lot of top schools. I
Mm.
mean, like a lot of people consider the Big East as a Power Five
That's
conference because we're basketball.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
And so now my recruiting is I have to be on those EYBL
Right.
courts.
Mm-hmm.
So
Just because you want to be able to compete with those
absolutely,
other schools in the conference, that makes sense.
absolutely, absolutely.
Gotcha, man. So I want to come to I want to come to Marquette, man. How you gonna get me to Marquette?
Man, I just also want to say I think what you're doing for women's basketball is perfect. I think what you're doing, like showing this platforms for these young ladies to be able to have an outlet that may not know about it, may feel like their dreams have been crashed because it's, 25, but they not. I
Mm-hmm.
think with some of the really good coaches, obviously Tanaya being from Michigan, G being from Michigan, me being from Michigan, I feel like you want to come up here. But come up north and get some of this cold, but man, now we would love to have you. We would absolutely love to have you, up here to Milwaukee because again, I will say that Marquette is a special place. When you get on campus, when you get into the facilities and hear you like, man, I see why the men's and women's basketball program in Marquette is special.
Mm-hmm.
Because the people here are special.
Right.
And a lot of people, that come up here like, and we recruit Texas. I recruit
Right.
Texas. And we've had some kids that came up here and they were like, man, we didn't know it was like this.
Right.
You
Because
know,
you think Milwaukee, you think it's like in the middle of nowhere in a sense, like
no,
especially if you're not from there.
exactly. Yeah, no, we're downtown Milwaukee, right downtown. And downtown Milwaukee is unbelievable, especially in the summertime.
Gotcha.
And I just want, we got to get you up here, man. I definitely would love for you to check out what we're trying to do. I'm really happy, to be working with my boss and help her with her vision. And, the staff that we have here, we looking to
Right.
build, you know. So I just really like what you're doing, man, for women's basketball, giving these young ladies another platform to be able to endorse themselves, and that's the only way the game is going to grow.
Yep.
Like you that's helping and doing it for the right reasons. I'll say
Mm-hmm.
that. You could be here and just doing it for clout to get. I genuinely don't think that. You're doing it for the right reasons. And I think hopefully coming from this, some of them 25s, that's still out there that think like, oh man, I ain't got a
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah, bro.
There's
It's a lot.
and there's a lot of coaches out there that still need kids.
Yep.
And like now I'm gonna just say this to you. Even if the kid is not for me or the kid can't help this, what we're trying to do, I still want to be able to try to help that kid. Maybe they can't, but I can pass the kid on to a coach that I know is looking for that type of athlete at that type of level.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in the game I'm in the game to win, absolutely.
For sure.
But I'm also in this game to help young people achieve their dreams.
Gotcha. Nah, man, that's good. That's real good, man. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you. Listen, man, y'all need to get to Marquette. You know what I'm saying? He said he recruit Texas heavy, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get your emails, get your DMs
Yes, sir.
on, and
You
get out
saw me.
there.
I was just in Texas. You saw me,
Yeah.
and and you saw me. I'll be back down there in Dallas too. So at the end of the day, man, whatever I can do to help you, even if you have a round two of this, I would love it. But I just really appreciate, what you're doing. And the two speakers, like I said, that was before me. I thought they were awesome. Obviously, the game is going to be in good hand with two good young coaches. But then the two guys that's after me, man, they're some heavyweights, man. Them the guys that make me. I got to stay on my They all
Yeah.
they
Hey, cause you know hey, Roe coming with a full
yeah
throttle, boy.
yeah. Me and Ro was battling the last couple of years, man. But Ro's a good guy. Terry's a good guy, man. So you had a really good staff on here. And so, like I said, if I can help you any other way, man, definitely don't hesitate to reach
Yes,
out.
sir. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right now.
You take care.
You
Yep.
too. Yo, let me see. Where my boy Roe at? Where he at? He done got up off his thing. Let me see. Rolling. There he is. KP, what's good, my boy? Oh, there he is. My guy, what's good?
What it do? What it do, man? How's
Hey,
everything?
man, my man's locked in. That boy made a graphic and everything, man.
My peoples did that. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. My peoples did that. That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
I said, my man's is locked in.
Yeah, locked in ain't the word. My peoples did that. I appreciate them.
For sure. Now, it look good, though. I
Yeah,
ain't gonna lie. That boy
yeah.
look real good.
My graphic team here. I appreciate them. I
Yeah,
appreciate them.
that look good, bro. That look
Yeah,
real good.
yeah. Talk to me. What's going on with you?
Man, shoot, how life been, bro? Bro, you one of the hardest workers, bro. I know, bro. You stay on the road, bro.
Yeah. I mean, everybody you had on this panel, um, shit, they hard workers, bro, and I
Bro,
respect the grind of everybody and everybody, what everybody's doing on here. So
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, 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 yeah. But I do be on that road, man. I got to get it done. Shit. If I
See,
don't get it done, somebody else gonna get it done.
you right.
Yeah,
You so right. So you was just at the JUCO event, man. What you think about it? How did you feel compared to the summertime, like the high school kids, the high school events compared to the JUCO event? What's the difference? What do you kind of see the difference in the shift in the game between the high school kids and the JUCO kids? You've been in this game a long time, you know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Seen a lot of talent.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So just
Yeah.
kind of give me your input on that.
Hold on. Let me do one thing.
Go ahead.
Let me go back out and come back in because I know this account it's been giving me problems. So let me switch to this other account and
Okay.
we're gonna get right to it. Hold on, let me switch.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Where we at? Where we at? I'm coming, man. Hey, I need to get a merch. You feel me? Go and get the shirt. Join the university. You see the coaches are saying, get on social media. And what other platform? Then I'm coming university. You feel me? We post frequently. You see it every day. We getting people at it every day. You just need to get in the university. I'm just saying. The link is in the bio. Give me a call. We can chop it up. And then you're going to get in front of these coaches all the time. You feel me? Hey, you inspired me, big bro. You feel me? My man KP, man. That's the GOAT. That's my mentor, man. You feel me? I be locked in. Gotta learn. You gotta learn from the GOAT. When you learn from the GOAT, you become mini GOAT. Where's Roland at? I know he's trying to get on the other my man Coach Marcus is in the building, dog. La Vega back-to-back champ. You feel me? 4A state champ. My bad. I had to find a different there you go.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get now. That's better. That's better. That's better. That's better. What's going on, boss man?
Yes,
So,
sir.
so you asked me about this JUCO event.
Yeah, like just talk to comparisons, man. Like over the years, like when you looking at JUCO kids, when you looking at high school kids, like what is the difference that you see in these kids when you go to these events? Like what's the atmosphere like? What is the talent like?
Well, for me, man, we're a JUCO, man. We're a JUCO program, bro. Like last year, I think if we had 10 new players, man, we probably had like 9 JUCO kids, bro. Like we only have like if a high school kid comes to Old Dominion University, they got to be able to play. And both our freshmen that are here, Mariah Clayton from Duncanville, Nissa Muhammad from DeSoto, is in this thing, doing their thing and battling every day and holding their own. We just got a commit from Layla Coleman. We wasn't scared about her ACL or nothing like that from Duncanville. So Layla will be with us next year. But you know, JUCO kids is our bread and butter, man. And that event that I saw you at this Saturday, that's my bread and butter.
Right.
That's how I make a living. That's where I go. That's where I go to get them.
Yeah.
I do a lot on the high school side. I do,
Mm-hmm.
but we have such a prestige situation here in a program like they expect us to win 20 plus games every year. So in doing that, shit, we got to go get it done, man, and we got to go find kids that can come in right away and
Right.
play. So yeah, yeah. But that
Gotcha.
event, that event for me, um, I've been going to it probably about 3 or 4 years. There's been better, but it was a good event all the way around. Nothing to complain about. It's a lot of talent in there.
Got you. Got you. Um. So 25s, man. You say you recruit heavy. You recruit heavy JUCO, and you just named off three Texas kids, bro. Where is ODU at, anyways?
O- ODU is in Norfolk, Virginia, man.
It's in Virginia,
Yes,
bro.
sir. Yes, sir.
What are you saying to these kids to get them to Texas, bro? You getting them to leave the crib, uproot, and just jump to Virginia?
Yeah, man. Do you realize I got six Texas kids on my roster, bro? I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run them off. Michaela Brown, Dallas Lincoln High School. As you know, Nissa Muhammad DeSoto, Mariah Clayton, Duncanville,
Jaden.
Cameron Hill, who was a grad transfer that was at Hampton, was third team all conference, was getting a bucket at Hampton, went to South Grand Prairie. Um, Probably a player you ain't never heard of, Sarai Estepani. She won the 5A title her senior year, I believe, in 2022 out of Cedar Park High School.
Okay.
That's five. I'm missing one, man. I think that might be it. No,
Jaden.
Jaden Atkinson, Cedar Hill High School. So I got six Texas kids on my roster, bro. Yeah, I said Sarai. Yep. Six of them. But look though, ask me where I'm from.
Yeah, I know. I
I'm
know.
from Oak Cliff, Texas,
I,
man.
I know.
Dallas
But
Carter
that
High School.
I know. But that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, though, bro. You don't know how many coaches is from Texas, though, bro. It,
A
it,
lot. A lot. A
come on,
lot.
man.
Yes,
It's a
sir.
lot.
Yes, sir. Yes,
It's a
sir.
lot of coaches from Texas that ain't they don't coach in Texas either.
I'll say
So
this though. Like Mariah Clayton, I use her as an example. She should have never got out of the state of Texas, in my opinion. But like I think, how's all them Texas schools in Texas and she's in Virginia?
I think
So
she had a couple Texas
she
offers.
did. She did. But where did she end up though?
Virginia, what you say, Virginia?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey man, this recruiting stuff for me is it's my everything, bro.
Right.
And me being from the crib, I always had a dream if I ever got a job like this. Like you know how we feel about the
Right.
crib, bro.
For
Ain't
sure.
ain't no, ain't no state got no basketball or got
Yeah,
no high school sports
for sure.
like the state of Texas in any sport, baseball,
Yep.
track and field, whatever you want, we gets it done.
Right.
So it's just been always been a dream of mine to where if I ever got a college job, man, I was gonna go pull heavy in that state. And
Mm-hmm.
God be the glory, man. Talking to these kids and these parents, and like Neiman Ford and these coaches, they believe in me, man. And we just have a great product to sell. And my head coach, man, is special.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't get a chance to play for somebody that played 17 years in the WNBA and got 2 Olympic gold medals and is in the women's basketball Hall of Fame, and um, you know, just has checked off every box when it comes to the women's game.
Right.
You just don't play 17 years in the WNBA by luck. You know what I'm saying? You don't
Right.
have 2 Olympic gold medals by luck. You don't go in the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame by luck. So to have somebody who has the standard of who our head coach is, Delisha Milton Jones, it's hard for a kid to get on campus and be like, yeah, it's far from the crib, but shit, I might get this Norfolk Virginia. Shit, I got to really look at this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this lady's gonna change my life. Like, have you ever heard of Old Dominion?
Mm-mm.
Let me give you a little breakdown. Then I'm taking over your show, and I am not trying to do that.
No, I'm good.
Old,
I'm bouncing no questions.
Old Dominion University, South Carolina won the national championship last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't even know this. In the mid '80s, early '90s, Old Dominion was a powerhouse. Old Dominion has 3 national championship trophies, Division I national trophy. The same trophy Don Staley has and UConn have. We got 3 of those in our arena.
Mm.
3. We are the only mid-major program that has 3 national championship trophies.
Oh,
If you came,
mid-major.
if you
Ooh.
came in our arena and you saw all these banners, you'll be like, "Where in the heck?" Like, but you're from a different era and you probably wouldn't know. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But like, if you go look at the top 10 all-time program wins, top 10, Old Dominion's number 8. There's four other mid-major programs in that top 10 list. We have 1,184 program wins, I believe. It's us, Stephen F. Austin, James Madison, Louisiana Tech, and it may be one more. But you got to understand, your top 10 all-time program wins. All-time program wins.
Mm-hmm.
Old Dominion is number 8.
That's why you be getting them kids, bro. You be knowing your history, bro. That's it. I'm sitting here listening, bro. I'm like, you sit here telling me this, you telling me about the head coach, you telling me about the history. You like,
Then our
oh
facilities. And if you saw our arena, our practice facility, you'll be like, man, it's just a no-brainer. Have you ever
yeah.
heard of Tisha Penachero?
Who?
Tisha Penachero, one of the greatest WNBA point guards of all time.
Mm-mm.
Old Dominion graduate, Old Dominion alum. Like, she's a part of putting this program, on the map with previous. I mean, it's a landmark. It has tradition. It has history. It's like Duncanville's been around a long time. Like, Duncanville was winning state championships way before you was born.
Right.
Old Dominion's kind of like that. They
Got
just in this day and age, it's hard for a mid major to go win a national championship because
it. Mm-hmm.
the landscape has changed. But
Right.
like this no bullshit. When I walk in that gym with that logo on, when I sit by Gino Oriema, this is true story. He looks at my logo, he knows who the hell I am. Oh
Mm-hmm.
shit. Tell Delisha, man, she's doing a phenomenal. Like, when I sit next to them P5s, they know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they know what it is. So, and I ain't done in the state of Texas yet. I ain't
Right.
done. So,
Oh, you
yeah,
got 6, so I know
yeah,
you ain't
yeah,
done.
yeah, I ain't done. I ain't done. I ain't done. So back to you. Holla at me.
Got you, man. Nah, so you said you recruit heavy in the JUCO. So does that mean like you're gonna go look at a JUCO kid before you look at a 25? Yes, you picked up Layla this for the next year. But like 9 times 10, are you gonna go pull from that JUCO for the 25s, or is it kind of like it depends? I mean, of course you're gonna stay on the road you're recruiting. I mean, just like Deontay said, like, you know what I'm saying, if you ain't recruiting a year round, you ain't doing your job in a sense.
Oh man, it don't stop. It don't
Right.
stop. Like, I'll use Nissa Muhammad for an example. Then I'm going to answer your question.
Okay.
It was around this time because if you know Nissa Muhammad, her last chance to play on the circuit, Nissa Muhammad didn't play.
For
She's supposed to
sure.
play pro skills 17s. I don't know what took place. Still really don't know. But we got the kid. Jason Key called me. Was like, "Hey, Ro, I think you might want to come down here and see this kid in DeSoto. She done grew an inch. She's 5'10" now. They say she looks phenomenal. So for me, okay, that ain't nothing. Get a
Right.
flight booked through the school. I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
Man, a diamond in the rough just fell into our lap. So you
Mm.
you diamond in the rough fell into my
Mm.
lap. I'm gonna tell you one more
What
story.
time period of this was the year last year?
Right during this time, because I just
Oh,
talked to
during
Jay.
this time
Yeah,
last
I
year.
talked to Jay Key today, and my exact words to Jay Key: "Hey, bro, you know what? You know I struggled last year around this time. Is there any high school kids left on the radar that I should be looking at?" Just talk to him today, and I ain't no, I I'll tell you who I'm recruiting. I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
we all recruiting the same kids, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's about the
Yeah.
product.
Yep.
The product is what's gonna get these kids, over the hump and wanting to come play for you.
For sure.
So I just talked to him about that today. I'm a quick story. I'm gonna run through this real fast. When I first I flew up to Dallas probably in a matter of 2 months. I was there 7 out of 8 weeks going to Duncanville every week. I was coming to that gym every week. Prime example, the first kid that we offered out of Duncanville was Jazz, who just committed to Florida Gulf Coast. I'm in the gym with my head coach, Delisha Milne-Jones, and she's telling me, man, we need to get on Mariah Clayton. But at that time, I didn't see what she saw in Mariah Clayton the first time I go around. I come back around. Now all of a sudden I come back around 2 practices later, Mariah Clayton in there dragging people, a dog. Hey man, Ford, I want to offer this kid. So you just never know. But for me, yeah, it's JUCO for me. Because we have so much pressure to win year out and year out. I can't bring, I'm not gonna say we can't bring, I can't say we can't bring 5 high school kids in one class in here and think you're gonna win in our league.
That's exactly what G said. G said the same thing. You can't bring them.
Can't do it. You are playing against grown ass women.
Yeah.
So you got to go get some kids that already had that experience. So yeah, I'm hitting these JUCOs. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
straight to the point.
Yeah, I'm hitting these JUCOs, and it's nothing against these high school kids.
Right.
Like I'm even on this tip, and it hasn't really worked out for me. Red from Duncanville,
yeah.
It ain't worked out, but what we're trying to do, and I somebody else might take this blueprint and they may even go do it. But like a good high school kid who really likes ODU and we may not have a scholarship for him at this point in time, so we might send him to a JUCO for a year and come back and get him. Why not? Send him to JUCO for a year, let him go play, and come back and get him.
And I actually think Red is a D1 player for sure.
Yeah,
like
easily.
Easily.
And I'm so glad that she's at MCC, and
Yep.
however long she stays there, Ro will be right there trying to get her. Yeah, love Red to death. She on my board, love her to death. Yeah.
Nah, that's crazy. But it's so funny. Like, of course G said it, but it's kind of like, I don't want to say, like you say, it's too late or whatever, but like in your instance, I think everybody recruit different. Like, so what conference are y'all in?
We're in the Sun Belt.
The Sun Belt. Y'all in the Sun Belt.
Yep.
So that's not. I mean, I look at it as like it's okay conference. So compared to the Power Fours, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not like you're gonna go knock heads off tight. You know what I'm saying? But y'all have a chance to win your conference.
Yeah.
But when you have a chance to win your conference, I think your recruiting is much different to where if you was at the bottom of the conference the year before.
No doubt. It's funny you say that. So our preseason rankings came out for our season this year. We got picked third.
Yep, I seen that.
Which is a blessing. Like for us to have 10 new kids and only 4 returners and get picked third. Now it's not me patting myself on the back, but that lets you know our 10 kids that we signed, they can play. No way you can sign 10 new kids that ain't touched the floor, put on the uniform, ain't done nothing, and you get picked third. James, you got picked first. Troy got picked second, then we got picked third, and ULM got picked fourth.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to go find the best talent. Like on our level, you're not gonna get a top 100 kid. You just, it just is what it is. But if you can go get a good high school kid who wants to come in and play, I'm for it. But I just can't go get 3 or 4 of them. Yeah, I just can't go get 3 or 4 of them.
Got you. It said, got a question. It said, why do you think so many parents and players look down on JUCO?
Because they really don't have knowledge of what JUCO really is and have a true understanding. Like JUCO, you're gonna get a chance to come in and play right away as a freshman instead of going somewhere, sitting, and possibly never touching the floor. JUCO back in my days was a phenomenal thing. I came out of high school in 1990. I went JUCO, played at Panola my freshman year, went to Coach East my second year. Was a JUCO. Yeah, 1990, bro.
What?
Yeah, Region 14, baby.
Okay.
Region 14.
East Texas.
Yes, sir. Trinity Valley, Navarro. See, I played with Navarro, Trinity Valley, Parish, Jacksonville. Jacksonville was Jacksonville Baptist back then. Angelina. Yeah. I was all freshman in that league.
Okay.
I made the all freshman team. Then I transferred, went to JUCO in Arizona. Was a JUCO All-American. Went Division II college grades and ended up playing professionally in Europe for 13 years. So, my route was just a little bit different, man. But I'm a JUCO kid, JUCO product, baby. I believe in it. I
And
believe.
that's what I'm getting to. Like, would you take a D2 kid, a D3 kid to bring to your level or not?
Say that again.
Would you bring a D2 kid or a D3 kid to your level?
Yeah, if they could play, 1,000%. And
Right.
some you have seen some movement of D2 kids coming up to our level. Like the lady who's at Tennessee,
Mm-hmm.
who came and won our league last year, came in our league 1 year, won it, got up out of here. She's a head coach of Tennessee. Her best player was a player that she bought from Division II, and she averaged almost 25 points a game.
But I mean, it still went back to what G said. You gotta fill it up.
Yeah, you got to put
You
on our
gotta
level.
fill it up.
On our level, you got to be able to put that ball in that basket. If
Yeah,
you
you
can't put
gotta
that
fill
ball
it
in
up.
that basket, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like we got 6 guards, man, including Mariah Clayton. I'm talking about wings, and they all can go get a bucket. Like before, I kind of recruited too small at the wing position. Like we 6'1", 5'11", 5'10", 5'10". Like our shortest guard is like 5'7",
Mm-hmm.
but she can go get a bucket though. They picked this preseason second team all conference. They jerked it. She should be first team, but that preseason stuff really don't mean nothing to me.
Right.
But yeah. You can go to D2 and come out that Lone Star Conference, and if you can come to the Old Dominion and come get it done, shit, we'll take you.
Got you.
Yeah.
So, man, on the topic of is it too late for 25? How can the 25 get on Roland's radar, ODU radar, right now in the moment? Is a season about to get ready to kick off? Y'all season kicked off. Y'all about to get into play mode. They about to get into play mode. So how can they do they justice and get in front of your face?
Man, it's the thing, Lo. So we will have 8 returning. So you got to go get, no, my bad. We'll have 9 with Layla Coleman, who's about to sign in November. So we got 6 scholarships to go get. I need 5 posts. I've never had a recruiting class where we need 5 posts. Position 4, 5, 5. So for me, if there's a talented high school kid that's still out there and whose recruiting is still kind of like in limbo, does not have it all together, then shit, there's still room for you to come to Old Dominion and show that you're worthy of signing a scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, look what happened to Nissa Muhammad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. It's I think you have to realize if your recruiting is not where it's at, and nobody's trying to force these kids to go JUCO. I think you have plenty enough high school tournaments, plenty enough events in the wintertime to show college coaches, hey, we may have overlooked you in the signing period. We may have overlooked you in the summers, in the
Mm-hmm.
spring, but
Mm-hmm.
you're steady developing, you're steady, growing, and shit, we still willing to take a chance
Right.
on you. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, shit, we looking for a high school post for the 25 class.
Mm.
Need one drastically, maybe need 2. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's another high school point guard. So we do have room
Right.
for high school kids in this 25 class easily, but they do have to show that they are willing to come in and be able to compete every day. That's all. A lot of people knock Nissa Muhammad why we signed her, but I'm gonna tell you the one thing I love about Nissa Muhammad. She,
Mm-hmm.
you know what high school she comes from? DeSoto High School.
Yep.
She knows how to win. She knows how to compete every day. She was in a setting to where she was pushed every day by Coach Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
So her mindset, getting pushed every day and practicing hard every day, is nothing new to her.
Right.
So she's able to hold her own, and she makes us better every single day. Mariah Clayton, honest to God truth, is in here getting a bucket. So
See, I
yes, sir.
love it. I
Yes, sir.
love it.
Yes, sir. Let me tell you something. When Mariah Clayton handles it, because it's the thing though. Man, Will said Studevant, man. If you don't knock it off, I'm talking about man. If she ever get her handle just a little bit tight, because
Yep.
everybody don't have like Eddie Kane. I seen your handle, Brody. You got some wick whack in your game. Like you got some shiftiness to you. Mariah Clayton is gonna be Mariah Clayton.
Right.
As long as her handle get a little bit tighter, when she gets to consistently knocking that outside shot down, you ain't gonna be able to guard her.
And
She gets to the basket like no,
because she got a big frame.
bro. She be in there bouncing.
Yep.
People be bouncing. Like
Yep.
our seniors and our upper class love her. Love her. Like our best player, man, rants and raves like Coach Rowe. You ain't lie. She is a bucket. Mariah Clayton can play, man. She can play. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm answering none of your questions, but it ain't too late. And if anybody got any 25s out there that can really play, man, shit, shoot me a DM or whatnot, and shit, I'll get on the plane tomorrow and come down there and see him.
And he ain't lying.
Yeah,
He be on the plane
yeah,
every other day.
yeah. So I'm willing. It's never too late.
We'll go to
Yeah,
bed.
please,
Go
please.
to bed.
Yeah.
Man.
Like I said, we got with Layla Coleman signing. That's 9. We got 6. We got scholarships.
Got you.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
man, this has been good, bro. Like just giving these kids hope. And I know like none of y'all like really like y'all telling it straight to the point. Like this is what like you literally said, like, yeah, I'm gonna go JUCO first, but at the end of the day, like I got spots open. So if you could play,
yeah,
let me see what you can do. So I like that the honesty, like just direct to the point, man. Like at the end of the day, bro, like you said, y'all all recruiting the same kids.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I gotta say this though, Eddie Kane. Hey, to all to college coaches that may be watching this, I don't take this recruiting personal. If you beat me out for a kid, you beat me out for a kid. It's on to the next. But a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people take this recruiting a little bit too serious. Like if ODU has to beat you out for a kid, now it's we not on speaking terms and this and that. Like man, I just say at the end of the day, it's not that deep. Our
Mm-hmm.
job, our livelihood is getting the best talent and getting these kids,
Yep.
to come in here and compete for us. But it ain't that deep to where, for me, I'm big on relationships and friendships, man.
Right.
Like at some point in time, that ball gonna stop bouncing, or I may not be in the college game no more. So I just want to let people know, like, man, don't take this basketball stuff too deep,
Mm-hmm.
because it ain't that deep. We don't own none of these universities. None of us are ads and in compliance. Like, we're college coaches. There are a lot of fans on this page that listen to what you do every single day, Eddie Kane, and you've
Mm-hmm.
done a phenomenal job. And what all of you and Lefty and everybody's doing for the game is phenomenal, bro. Like,
Right.
I'm in the same gym with you Saturday, and bro, I didn't even get to hug your neck and even see you. So that lets me know you was in there on your grind. You know what I'm
Yeah, I be
saying?
like, I get to that gym, I'm locked in.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But to answer this question, 25s is never too late. It's just that we're in a situation here to where we don't take a mass amount of high school kids. We may take one or two. If we
Mm-hmm.
get we've never got to a point to where, well, I'll take that back. COVID year we came in, took the job, we signed five high school kids.
Mm-hmm.
None of them made it past the second year.
Man,
And that was during COVID. So we're in a situation to where we just don't do that. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And we don't want to waste nobody's time and waste their time or whatnot. And we got a standard of what we do and this and that. So I hope I gave you some insight tonight.
Nah. This was good, bro. Now, my man Terry couldn't do it. He had some dilemmas at the school, but yeah, man, like the four that came on, man, appreciate y'all
Yeah.
for coming on, hopping on, giving info.
And
Definitely.
look, like Noon, my guy. Me and Noon recruit a lot of the same kids. We talk about recruiting these same kids. And
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, with me and Noon, it's all love. So I want to ask, can I ask you two questions before we get off?
Go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
All the insight that you got tonight, what do you think about the landscape of us recruiting the way that we do? What's your thoughts on how we do our job?
Uh, I, I actually like it in a sense. Like I like the way the recruiting aspect because I'm looking myself as y'all. I'm just not tied to a school in a sense. So I
Mm-hmm.
look at it as like it is a dogfight. It is a business at the end of the day when money is involved, NIL stuff is involved. I think it's 10 times harder. Like you got to be on your game. Like as a recruiter, like you got to be honest, bro. Like at the end of the day, because kids sitting out
Yeah.
if you ain't paying them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kids sitting out if you ain't paying
Right.
them. So if you're not being honest about that check, that's your loss as a
Mm-hmm.
recruiter. You know what I'm saying? And that shows you who you are as a person. But to like really answer the question, I think the overall game of recruiting is dope because it holds people
No
reliable.
doubt.
Like I think back then people didn't have to be held reliable. You could kind of low key manipulate a kid or use a kid in a sense. And not to say that's not happening now, but I think it happening less. Like it happens less because of NIL, so it holds everybody accountable. Like yes, y'all need kids at the end of the day to keep y'all job, but now it kind of like put the pressure on when you got to pay a kid in a sense this money, and they got to perform, and now they got to kind of help you keep your job. So it holds everybody accountable. So I actually like NIL because it holds everybody accountable.
Okay.
So that like goes back to what Ashley said. Everybody got to be honest with each other at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it ain't no manipulating. It can't be no manipulating. It can't be no dishonesty there because if a kid can sit out, that's your job that you just lost.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that one kid could change your whole program in a sense. And they
Yeah.
say one monkey can't stop the show. But at the end of the day, if your top player or your best player, even if that kid is like a good character kid, like and they get taken out of the equation, that's gonna cost your program. At the
Right.
end of the day, that's gonna cost your program. So I think it holds everybody accountable at the end of the day. So I think the recruiting thing is getting better in a sense. It's weeding out the bad or I don't want to say bad people, the people that don't have good intentions in a sense.
No doubt. No doubt. No
So
doubt.
yeah.
No doubt. Um, anything interesting? Because I didn't get a chance to see the other people talk. I mean, I know G. I know D. That's my man. Good people.
Mhm.
Everybody, good people on here. Anything you learned? Anything like intriguing that you really didn't know before that you know now?
Um, yeah, Coach G gave a great point. Like, uh, show up to the games. Like, I know ain't nobody just finna fly to Virginia or whatever, but like, if you're in state,
Yeah.
like, I think, like, bro, like, if you think you could play at this level, pull up to the game.
Right.
Wait till after the game. Go shake the coach hand. Hey, I go to such and such school. I'm a 25. I really ain't got no offers. Like, really just chop it up with the coach for like 10 minutes and just kind of introduce yourself. Show them, like exchange Instagram, Twitter, whatever the case may be. So yeah, think I think that's I think that's what I really learned. Like just showing like a different avenue of like putting yourself out there, getting in front of the
Yeah.
coaches.
Like you'll be surprised at it. Like we get so many emails from people like videos and like you'll be surprised from Europe, from Africa, from every like this whole recruiting thing. Like there is a way, for you to reach out. But I am in agreement with G. Like yeah, pull up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I give you another perspective. Like we're in Virginia. The 757. I'm not saying it's not a hotbed anymore or whatnot, but we get a lot of slack too though, because we don't have but one in-state kid on our team. Give you another
Mm.
perspective, like the Boo Williams kids and this and that, and I have to explain to Boo himself and to some other people within the confines of his EYBL program. Like, man, we're not gonna go get no Virginia kid if they're not gonna play, because as
Right.
soon as we get a local kid and that kid is not out there playing, it's going to be a problem.
Yep.
So you better be for sure. If you're gonna go get a Virginia kid, you better go get him. And I had to explain to them like it's a high school in Richmond called Thomas Dale. They
Mm-hmm.
finished in the top 25, I believe. They got you know who Nala Wilson is? That's done blew up. She's at IMG now. Gets a bucket. She's
Mm-hmm.
at IMG. She's a top 100 kid. They was top 25, and I tried to explain to them like, hey, if y'all come down to Texas and play a Duncanville or DeSoto, y'all might lose by 4. Like it's different levels to this stuff, in my
Right.
opinion. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like Texas is a hotbed. I think Cali is cool. Florida is cool. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Louisiana got some kids. Arkansas got some kids. But, for me, man, it ain't nothing like I'm just biased, and maybe they'll not understand it. Like, yeah, I'm from the D, man. Like,
Right.
I just feel like there's nothing like Texas high school girls basketball.
Right.
I just don't. Then you go to that JUCO and all the JUCOs,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what I'm saying? It's just so much basketball, and that's why I will continue to get on the plane and go down to my state before I really go
Right.
anywhere. Like
Right.
I'm in the DMV, bro. Like I don't have no takeover kids on this roster. I don't have no CP3 no takeovers, no
Mm-hmm.
takeovers. What's the other one? CP3, no Carolina Flames, none of them. Like I don't have a Carolina kid or no kid in this area. So yeah.
And I just think that's dope. Like that just shows you how good you are at your job at the end of the day.
Man, I
Because
appreciate that.
it's hard to
Uh,
uproot. It's hard to uproot girls from the crib. At the end,
what?
it's
What
hard.
do you know how hard it is to get adapt? Like
It's
what?
hard to uproot a female. It is. It's hard to uproot a female from home because at the end of the day, that's just how they build. They love family. They love they family. They love being around family. Dudes, they'll probably dip out.
Now,
You know what
a
I'm saying?
dude is gonna dip.
They gonna dip.
I went to JUCO in Arizona, bro. Like a
Yeah.
dude is gonna dip. Like I give you two kids that I did not think we was gonna get whatsoever. Mariah Clayton that came down to us in Texas State, I guess. Jaden Atkinson that came down to us in SFA. Now for the life
Wow.
of me, I did not think we was going to get either one of those kids. And we end up getting both of them.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna do my thing now. I'm gonna do my thing.
That's
Like, man,
crazy.
this my like. You know how in life, like. Let me ask you this, Ed. You know you can hoop.
Mm-hmm.
Do you let people know you can hoop?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me tell you, Ed. You know what I can do? I can recruit my ass. So, yeah, yeah. That's just it, man. That's my thing is recruiting and skill development. I'm good on the floor too, but recruiting skill development is my thing. What
Right.
I love to do, man. I love to help these kids get better. Bro, let me tell you this though. I'm gonna say this too though. You, Ashley, what's my other man name? I call him the statistician, Lefty.
Yeah.
Bro, I appreciate everything y'all doing for the game, man. Yo, what you're doing is amazing for these young women. Don't stop doing what you're doing. Don't let none of these haters defer you from what you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Man, keep. If you need me for anything, bro, don't hesitate.
Yes, sir.
Don't hesitate. It ain't nothing I wouldn't do for you, bro. Nothing.
Appreciate it.
I mean,
Yes.
and you got a story. Like people don't know you got a story. The little bit I know,
Mm-hmm.
brings some tears in my eyes, really, cause shit, you surviving.
Mm-hmm.
You surviving. Like you could easily be unfolded and just gave it up, but your walk with God and your passion with God and how you doing it, man. Like right now, you could be struggling like I don't know what, but I would never know it because I know your faith in God is just, you're an inspiration to me, and you don't even realize it, bro. Like just to see you and just to fellowship with you and to give you a dap and hug your neck, bro. Like it means a great deal to me. To see all y'all. I just seen Lefty for the first time, and I told him I wanted to holler at him and didn't get a chance to.
Mm-hmm.
All y'all, man, all y'all. Like, why can't I say her name right now? We just had media day, man, and my brain's fried. Is it Ashley? It's
Yeah.
Ashley.
Ashley, yeah.
Proud of her. Even though she be around there looking like she want to fight somebody. Like, why she look so mean, man? Man, beautiful soul, man. Like, y'all doing it, man. Y'all doing
Yeah.
it. I salute y'all on everything I love.
Appreciate
When the
it,
merch
bro.
coming
Appreciate it.
out, man, I
Man, listen.
need a t-shirt, something.
Hey, I got an online store, man.
I got you. You want? I don't want nothing for free. I'm gonna go. Listen, all y'all, I'm gonna buy y'all merch. I don't want nothing for free. Because I gotta support the movement, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, man, I don't know if I covered anything or got anything done for you tonight, man, but
Nah, you definitely everybody gave they different point of view on everything. Like the main topic was like, is it too late? But like you gave stories. Like you was the only person that really gave stories of like it really isn't too late at the end of the day. Like you know what I'm saying? Like everybody else gave like a point of view. I know I took like some points from it. Like I said, like I learned like man, today you can pull up to the game.
Right.
Like you don't necessarily gotta they ain't gotta pull up on you like to get them out of their gym. Like nah, come see me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Let me say this. I gotta say this one last thing too, though. See, it's a lot of opinions on the screen that I'm reading this and that.
Mm-hmm.
The thing y'all never understand, God has blessed me to have this job. I get paid a great salary. But y'all have to realize this recruiting stuff, this is 24/7, 365 days of the year, and it don't stop. I know it be dead periods, quiet periods, but even in them periods, it don't stop. And me getting these kids is what keeps food on me and my wife's table.
Right.
Like if I'm not getting these kids and winning these games, I'm gonna be out the business. And
Yeah.
guess what? Guess what? They're gonna bring somebody else right back into this room, this same office I'm sitting in, and put somebody else right in this chair, and they gonna give them this same job that I had and give them the same responsibility. It's gonna be on to the next.
Yep.
Man, you can talk about this collective, you can talk about this kid, that kid. Like this shit is not easy. This is not for the
Mm-hmm.
wicked heart. Like you gotta really know what the hell you doing. And this is the thing. I commend G.
Mm-hmm.
G Lawler, she a champion, bro. I
Mm-hmm.
don't give a dang what I don't G at the end of the day is a champion. So guess what G being a recruiting coordinator for Texas A&M Corpus mean? You know what that means? She knows the talent of what the
Yep.
coach wants, and the talent that they bring in, that she's bringing in, is working for them to win ball games.
Mm-hmm.
Like my man D, he gonna get it done. Phenomenal dude. They gonna get it done in Marquette.
Mm-hmm.
Like this recruiting stuff, people just think, oh, it's easy. No,
Nah.
it's not, because you dealing with kids' mental health, you dealing with the kids' parents, you dealing with kids' sexuality, you dealing with so many different things that may cause you to either win or lose.
Yep.
You don't you let me tell you what the cold part about it. You really don't even know these kids until you really get them on campus and they under your roof every
Yep.
day. You can recruit a kid for a year and a half and get there, and that kid could uck up your whole program, and you don't put all this time and effort in, and you really never knew the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like now you recruiting these parents too. I'm telling you, big time kid out of our area in Virginia that we should have signed. The kid did not get signed because of her mama. True story. True story. These parents will make you lose a scholarship now. Let's get this straight today. Let's get this straight today.
But
We are not putting up with headaches, yo.
yeah.
Parents got it mixed up. Think you gonna blow my phone up after you don't drop your kid off? No. You trusted us to take care of your kid and help your kid get better. Richard Ford said he
Mm-hmm.
wanted in.
I can let him in.
Man, let Richard Ford in.
I mean, it's the end of the line. So
Yeah.
shit. Let me see, man. Yeah. It might not do it. There we go.
Oh, there they go. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. What's up? We got my man, I'm coming. We got my man, Roland Jones. Okay. How y'all doing, fellas, man? I just, listen. I love what y'all are saying, Ro. You on here spitting the truth, something like the Bible. I'm coming. You giving them the platform to jump on and to release all of the affairs of his good heart. I love this. But you know what? I was just curious to know,
Uh-huh.
Ro, you just said that sometimes a parent can cause a kid to not be able to get that scholarly, right? Or
Yes,
to
sir.
not be able to get some of the good that could possibly come from a situation. So my question is does it matter how good a kid really is or isn't if you're going to give them an extra chance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or a chance that's more extended than what the average is if that kid is let's just say is a better kid. Just curious.
So you saying if a kid can get it done for you, is it worth
They
putting
had
up the headache? Yes, sir, it is. But look, the kid that I was talking about, it wasn't worth it.
Okay.
The
Okay.
talent level, and what the mama was bringing,
It wasn't mapping.
it it wasn't. Trust me, if a kid can go get me 20 wins, shit,
Yeah.
we gon' we gon'
We can work it out a
yeah,
little bit, huh?
we gonna have to. Gonna have to. I ain't gonna never
So,
lie to you. I ain't gonna never lie
okay.
to you.
Okay. So it's safe to say that in that situation, you're not talking about a borderline kid. You talking about a kid that can get it done. I'm willing to go the extra mile for a kid like that, right?
Yes.
But if you borderline, right, meaning that you know you really may not be as good as what you may think, and on top of that, if you're a late bloomer, because right now the 25 class, it still got some prospects that's out here, but a lot of the crop has already been
got
picked off,
No
right?
doubt.
yeah.
No
20
doubt.
So
25s is like
right.
low on
So
the low end.
so now if you're talking about a kid that's the last of the crop to be picked, and on top of that you got to come with some mamas, some daddies, or whoever, right? That's gonna cause some issues. You saying you much rather just take your chances and go elsewhere. That's what you saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay.
Yes,
I,
sir.
I,
Yes.
I'm just trying to get a clarity, get an understanding, because I know some kids and I know some parents, and you know, I know sometimes, I just think to myself like, damn, like, do I act like that? Am I really that bad? Or, because at the end of the day, you know,
Boy, boy,
what? What happened?
you in a different class, brother.
Oh,
You
okay,
personally,
okay. What?
you personally, your kid, your kid, your kid gonna play on ESPN during prime time hours,
Okay,
and your
okay,
kid has more than a phenomenal opportunity to play when it's all said and done in that W because of her skill set.
okay,
So
okay,
your situation is a little bit different, my guy.
okay, okay. Well, see, I'm glad that you can say that, because when I say it, man, Richard crazy, and nigga, he
Nah,
always
nah,
talking and he don't know this,
nah.
and I'm like, listen, man, I try to be the Martin Luther King of grassroots basketball and tell the truth, because I want somebody to be helped, right? I want somebody to win, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. This is a productivity, right? This
Yes,
this is a
yes,
production-based business,
yes, sir.
okay? And if you produce, okay, at a level that's higher than everybody else, you're gonna get treated differently, right?
Yeah,
No doubt,
that's a fact.
Let's
no doubt,
call it
no
A's
doubt.
and a spade a spade. If
Yeah.
you, as a basketball player, boy, girl, man, woman, don't care. If you can produce and you produce consistently at a high level, your string that you got to run with is going to be a whole lot different than the
No
average Joe.
That's a fact.
Now,
doubt.
the problem is, and I'm going to let y'all get back to it because y'all doing a phenomenal job. Y'all doing a phenomenal job. Hey, let me tell y'all something. These young brothers is doing a phenomenal job on here. Y'all need to tune in every week, okay, and get on here and support them, right? Because that's what's
No
wrong
doubt.
with y'all.
No doubt.
Am I okay? Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna say is there's this thing that's called a Christmas tree, right?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna try to break this down as easy as possible so everybody can understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
A Christmas tree has a point at the top, right? It's got a point at the top,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yes,
at the
sir.
bottom of the Christmas tree, it's a lot wider, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody to think about, if I have an athlete or if I have a kid, all the parents, if I got an athlete, I got a kid, at what point does my kid fall onto this Christmas tree?
Mm.
Is my
Mm.
kid at the top where it
Yeah.
ain't a whole lot of
Right.
room, or is my kid down here at the bottom,
Mm.
right? The kids that's at the top of the Christmas tree, okay, those are the better kids, right? It ain't that many of them. It's not a lot of room up there,
Yeah,
right? At the
that's a fact.
bottom it gets wide. That's where most of the kids are at. So if your position is in the middle, okay, hey, maybe you work a little bit harder, you might get to the top. Maybe if you don't work hard enough, then hey, you're gonna fall off to the bottom. But
Right.
Mm-hmm.
where you're at and what your ability is in this, it dictates what you're gonna get out of it,
No doubt.
right? So it might be right now in the 25 class, some of them kids that ain't been touched, that ain't had nobody knock on their door, you might be a late bloomer. Because most of the time, guess what? The kids that's good, the kids that's really like that, they getting called for and picked off the rope early,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I mean, you seeing it. Most of them committed already.
Absolutely,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely. And
Most
so
of them
y'all
committed.
like y'all are not giving or telling anything that is far-fetched or that nobody else has said. The problem is a lot of these parents be real naive to what the truth of the matter is, right?
Or do
So
they not want to hear the truth?
what that too as well. But my thing is this: if you want to help your child for real, especially if they late to the party, you got to be realistic about where they're at,
Yes,
because you can
yes,
waste a lot of time
yes.
pushing and fighting for something that ain't gonna happen.
Happen. You're
And
right.
that's the whole thing that I've been trying to say and get people to understand. It's like, listen, the kids that are really good kids that can play, they gonna get
Mhm.
called for early on. If
Right.
nobody's calling and knocking on your door, it's a
Mm-hmm.
reason why. You need to get back to the drawing board. You need to get connected with some people that can really give you a real assessment on why is my phone not ringing or why has it not been ringing.
Mm-hmm.
Right, right, right,
Okay,
right.
that's all. That's all I got. Where you fall on the Christmas tree? That's the question right there that everybody need to
That's
ask
valid.
themselves.
That's
That's
Where
valid.
do I
valid. That's a great
That's
fall on
analogy.
the
valid.
Christmas
That's a
tree?
great analogy.
Okay,
That's
great
valid.
job, fellas. I appreciate y'all, man. Look, y'all keep doing what y'all doing. I'm out of here.
Yes,
All
sir,
right
Ford.
now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, look, man, I appreciate you once again. Like I said, I'm gonna support the movement and give me a couple shirts. And bro, you need me for anything, man? Get me on here again,
Yes,
bro.
sir. Appreciate it, bro.
All right, now we'll wrap.
All right. Yes,
All right,
sir.
all right, now.